Senator Rubio, welcome to my humble radio show. How are you?
Well, I'm so glad to be back with you. I appreciate it very much, you having me on. Such an important day, too.
I know. I appreciate you taking the time out because I know you're getting lots of requests from all over America.
Oh, no, this is one of the shows. You're one of the first people that had me on the air when I was running for the Senate, so it's a homecoming.
Well, that was when Liddy and I did What's the Buzz, and that was our actual first show, and you're still one of the best guests I've ever had. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So tell me, what do you make of this U.S. Supreme Court decision today?
Well, first, let's remember what the Supreme Court does. The Supreme Court doesn't make decisions on whether something's a good idea or a bad idea. They decide on whether things are constitutional or not. And there are things that are constitutional, by the way, that are bad ideas. What the Supreme Court ruled here in a very narrow decision was that the reason why they believe that the individual mandate under Obamacare is constitutional is because it is a tax. It is a tax increase. Now, understand what a broken promise that is. The president, when he was a candidate, he promised that he would not raise taxes on the middle class, and that's exactly what this is. It is a middle-class tax increase. In practical terms, what this means now is that millions of Americans will have to prove to the IRS every year that they have health insurance, and if they don't prove it, you're going to get hit with a penalty. You're going to get hit with a fine that's going to be collected by the IRS. If you don't have health insurance, the IRS is going to chase you. They're going to come after you. Apart from everything else, just on that reason alone, this is a bad idea. We've now turned the IRS into a health insurance, compliance agency. This is just absolutely outrageous. Absolutely outrageous.
Well, it's that in a long line. You must have been just overwhelmed every single day that you've been in Washington, D.C. Yesterday, I was so proud of you calling, again, with a common sense approach for Eric Holder's resignation. What is going on with that Fast and Furious?
Well, first of all, it was a terrible idea that he said he knew nothing about. And he wrote to Congress and said, we know nothing about this. We had nothing to do with it. Then they had to write another letter saying, we were wrong. We did know. So first of all, they denied the program existed. Then they said they didn't know anything about it. And now he refuses to turn over documents. I mean, there are reasonable questions to be asked here. And this is not an unreasonable request. The U.S. House has what they call oversight authority. By the Constitution, it's a constitutional right of Congress to oversee the Justice Department and agencies like that and how they conduct their business. And in order to have oversight, you have to have access to information. The Attorney General's refusing to provide the information, and he's hiding behind executive privilege, which is supposed to protect the President and the White House, not the Attorney General, from having to disclose certain conversation. So does that mean that the president was involved in this too? The answer is we don't know. But what is it in there? What is it in the information? What is it in the emails? What is it in the correspondence that they don't want people to know about? What are they hiding here? I mean, that's the question people are asking. But the bigger issue is his refusal to comply with a congressional subpoena. The only way to enforce that is through a contempt vote, which I anticipate will pass today. But I go further. I think he should step down. I think what he's done has gone too far now. It's just too long of him just refusing to comply with the congressional request.
Well, as the only cabinet member in U.S. history ever to be voted a contempt of Congress charge, if that happens, I mean, isn't he kind of obligated to step down?
Yeah, you would think. I mean, his job is to enforce the law, and here he isn't ignoring it, and it's unfortunate. By the way, I'd be saying this even if it were a Republican. I think
of course.
I respect the Constitution and the division of powers as I do today. I don't agree with the Supreme Court decision, but yet I respect the role that they play. And I respect the decision that they've made, though I disagree with it. And so too with the Attorney General. I don't like calling for people to resign, especially in a job as important as Attorney General. But I'm left with no choice after his constant refusal to basically comply with very reasonable congressional requests.
Well, you have been running around, and you're going to be doing it next week, and you're going to be coming to Florida talking about your new book. So tell us, when did you ever have time to write this book?
Well, first, the book really is a lot about my family, going all the way back to my grandfather's birth in rural Cuba in 1899, and then my parents' journey here to the United States and the years they sacrificed and worked hard so that we could have a better life. And I wanted to pay tribute to the American dream through their story. So a lot of it, with the help of my sister, was just recounting their journey and paying tribute to the American dream. And then, obviously, I relied a lot on journals and things that I had kept tabs on during my campaign and my experience. So there you go. I mean, I think that this is all kind of why I put this book together and wanted to share it with people. And I look forward. I'm going to be in Orange Park on Monday at the Books A Million over there at 7:30 p.m. at the Books A Million on Wells Road.
We're so looking forward to it. Yeah, that's right near the Orange Park Mall. It's very exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to be there.
Well, so now tell an American Son. It also touches on a lot of the excitement surrounding your campaign. I'll tell you what. I have to tell you that that was the most exciting U.S. Senate race I've ever seen, and I just so appreciate you.
Well, it was for us as well, and I'm always grateful for the role you played and the support you guys gave us. So I hope to see everyone there on Monday.
On Monday, that's Jacksonville, 7:30 over in Orange Park at the Books A Million. Hey, one more question. Are you running for vice president?
I don't even talk about any of that anymore.
Well, you must have been very excited, though, with the CPAC recommendation and their endorsement. God bless you. You are a rock star in Washington, and we are so proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for taking the time. That was U.S. Senator Marco Rubio, who I think is the best U.S. Senator